Well, guys, we're going to do another Alexis Vogel's makeup tutorial, and I know a lot of people are huge fans of this makeup artist, especially someone who's maybe early millennial or Gen X that were following her tutorials, not on YouTube, but had her courses and her system. I'm going to do the same makeup tutorial that she showed for their foundation because I really loved her lip transformation. We're going to do the same thing, but right now I'm going to be focusing on foundation. And I'm a little bit scared because what I've noticed, they skipped any moisturizer. They used none of sun cream, and they did get this application over face with no additional barrier. So they went straight to foundation. What I didn't really like about this tutorial that she said some people actually used moisturizers before they used foundations. Let's get started. I'm going to be still explaining, and let's use tinted hydrator from Wet n Wild. I guess it's a BB cream, sort of BB cream formula. It's pretty light, and I'm going to be going with my beauty blender because I don't really have the same sponge she used to have. The tutorial she was showing over her, I guess, channel was in early 2000s, maybe late 90s. They didn't really have any beauty blenders back in the day. My beauty blender is damped, and she actually used dry beauty blender instead of damp, but I know it's not going to work for me, especially when I have dry face. And even when she was doing the makeup look, they were talking about moisturizer. She said you have to have like dry skin or your makeup is going to slip off. And what she was doing is getting this like that over model's face. Well, I really like the fact that she said you don't really need to use a lot of a product. You have to connect your jawline, and she was recommending some of her products from a catalog, which I honestly felt was very interesting because her foundation range, was pretty small, and especially a lot of her products, they had orange undertone. Then she said that we have to get this foundation over lid, and then she said that you have to add this under your eyes, and it's going to work as a concealer, so you don't really need to use a concealer. Now what she tells is to use a little bit of concealer, and only in this area where you don't have any type of creasing lines. I'm going to get this on the back of the hand as always, and then we're going to grab my beauty blender, get the same concealer, and again with this motion we're transferring concealer under my eye, and that's it. Then she says that you don't have to bring this concealer in the area of your under eye area, and especially you should avoid this area because she says you're gonna look like a raccoon, which I don't understand because I do this every single time and I don't really think I look like a raccoon, but whatever. Another great point she brought up that you need to start with a small portion of foundation or concealer, any other product, and then you can build this later. That is the main reason why I love this technique, and I think that it works every time with any generation. Start small, and then when you need to build more, you can always work this out. Okay, next step, you know I hate it. If you know that I hate it, you know it. If you don't, then I hate this step. So we're going to be going with loose powder, and she is definitely using some loose powder. I need any surface, and she gets a makeup puff, and she says that you need to lock all this products in place. So she goes straight around her face of a model and just doing powder. Now we need a little bit more powder under my eyes with the same makeup puff, and she says that it's crucial step, and we kind of know that it's crucial step to set your under eye area, but again, if you have a lot of wrinkles, if you have a lot of fine lines in your under eye area, it's gonna look kind of defined. All your lines are going to define with the powder because you're getting this in this fine lines. She actually then went with the same sponge that she showed every single step of the way, and then she wet it with water, squeezed that a little bit, and then just she ran over the spot, under eye area spot, with this wet sponge, or in my case it's going to be a beauty blender. And now we're on to the part where we're doing a little bit of this technique for both of my eyes, and as Alexis explains, that's going to help to smooth out any uneven lines, or if it's too much powder, it's going to smooth everything out. And you don't have to rub a lot, it's just lightest touch under your eye. Honestly, I think it made the entire look even worse because it just wet my powder, and this powder immediately went straight into my creasing lines. But okay, I'm gonna be going with my big and fluffy brush. This I use every single time when I get on my powder instead of makeup puff. You know my feelings toward makeup puffs. And she says that you have to close your eyes and just went over with this brush because it just takes off too much powder. And finally, we're going to a blush technique. She says that you should smile and then go up. And she says that you have to avoid your temples. You need to focus on this area and just go with some tapping motions. I'm gonna need to set my face with a setting spray because actually she did use some product that I believe is a fixing spray. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's probably a fixing spray. I'm gonna do this over the entire foundation. And what she does next is go in with the same sponge and go in with the same technique. Not patting, I don't know why, but she wasn't patting. She was just sort of wiping off any makeup we've just done. It is going to be 20 minutes to 4 p.m., guys. I want to show you this final result at a close-up. I mean, I hate the under eye area because I mentioned this earlier. It's going to stay in your crescent lines. And the powder that we actually used in this area and then wet it with some damp beauty blender, it's going to get in the fine lines. So you kind of define your fine lines more than you should. But the overall makeup is not bad, and it feels like this area is not good. Let's see, it's not bad. I mean, it's fair to say it's not bad. Well, it is almost 11 p.m. and I had a lot of food, you can tell, around my mouth area. I would say I have pretty oily skin, and especially my forehead. That is the main reason why, that is the main reason why I guess moisturizer is not going to play a huge role in your makeup if you worry that it's going to slip off your face. I mean, when I have my moisturizer on or where I don't have a moisturizer on, it's actually still oily. Well, I recommend to go with a moisturizer option if you have dry skin, to probably even normal skin and even oily skin, if it's going to control the oiliness. Why not? I'd say I love that we took a majority of product. That is the main reason why it doesn't have a lot of product craze, basically, because we were working with the beauty blender a lot. That's why the overall result is not bad. I mean, it's really not bad. Though I still have pretty intense smiling lines, which I don't really have if I use only a brush with a little bit of powder on and when I avoid makeup puffs. That is the main reason why I guess everyone used makeup puffs back in the day. And but still they had brushes, so I don't really understand why they couldn't use a brush. Alexis Vogel was onto something. I mean, it was early 2000s, maybe late 90s, and people didn't know how to do makeup for a tutorial when you had no idea what was just right or wrong. She's done a great job, so I can't complain. I feel like it's really good makeup to try on. But I would still use moisturizer, avoid makeup puff, and probably add some contour, because it's too maybe soft. I'll see you next time, guys. See for yourselves. Maybe you are gonna love this trick and this foundation routine. I will probably not recommend it because it's outdated and we have more tricks into our sleeves. So let me know your thoughts and I'll see you next time.